My mother placed me in a complete psychiatric ward that I wanted to be a kid, but never let me try. Drew Barrymore seen by audiences smiling brightly on TV, yet no stage lights have appeared, severe scars throughout her life. From a prominent Hollywood family, Drew's childhood appeared full light. In reality, it was days full with stress, abuse, addiction. She was 9 years old at extravagant parties with her mother where illegal drugs, booze, and cigarettes chemicals grew familiar, turning youngster becoming a fake grown-up in front of the world. Early fame is costly. Mental anguish nobody can fix compensate. She kidnapped Drew at 13. Mother to mental hospital. She faced loneliness, dread, and a feeling abandoned. She recalled the time like hell, but it changed everything that shaped her today. Her childhood wasn't easy. Her first love failed. Her second, third, and dozens future partnerships hurt, training her to smile and forgive those that hurt her. She engaged at 16, but her fiancé left a cruel, huge void. At her tragedy persisted at 50. Divorce, loneliness, and stress. Drew loved having 2 daughters. Weary, long, desolate nights reminded her of her stolen childhood losses and mistakes that nobody could share. Would Drew Barrymore ever feel herself at peace, soul between spotlight and silent Spain? Discover Drew's tragedy. This video features Barrymore. The Barrymores were once at a nasty of stage light. But when the lights turned off, leaving loneliness's cold darkness destruction. Morris Barrymore, Drew's great-grandfather's wife Georgiana Emma Drew laid foundation for famous acting dynasty of the 19th century. Their artistic blood was pure, pride in Barrymore America. However, that bloodline had a curse that a plague of addiction, sadness, self-destruction in the family's former residence. It remains said drunken voices were heard at night, sounds of laughter, and clinking glasses from the past like soul. Requiem never found peace. Drew's grandfather, John Barrymore, was called Shakespeare's Princess Stitch. He was attractive, pleasant, and Broadway bowed to talent admiration. He was the first to let go that he's consumed by fame. When applause ended, John fell into drink, spending his life self-ghost existence in 1927. An entirely sad piece about even Barrymore family was written, an obituary written while alive, still alive. The catastrophe continued. Father John Drew Barrymore Jr. continued his father's legacy. The actor was also addicted, violent, and failing. The family disease, insecurity, loneliness, hunger for love drove him self-destruction. He was repeatedly arrested for abuse, drug possession, scorned by Hollywood, abandoning his own daughter. The most fulfilled, hurtful tragedy, Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore was child born to inherit glory and the darkness. Little Drew Barrymore, granddaughter of that line, appeared 11 months old in a dog on stage food ad with a puppy. She had no idea at the time that in life would become a long movie full of tears. Her violent, addicted father, frequently arrested, left family when she didn't understand the word separation. Drew inquired in her diary, "Was I that awful my father left?" A lifelong question, worse than an absent father. Hungarian mother Jade was scarred from Wuku refugee camp. Lacking motherhood skills, Jade watched her daughter as a golden key to success life. She made Drew famous. 11 months old in an advertisement. Drew was 7 when she won Spielberg's Gertie Roll. E.T. was a blockbuster. Music. Spielberg found Drew then tried out for Poltergeist. She was not cast in the horror picture. He maintained his commitment. Working together as possible, E.T. was the highest-grossing 1980s film launched Drew from an obscure girl to a global kid star. The childhood of Drew had no room for kiddie play. No afternoon park visits or small kitchen laughter. Instead, lengthy nights at Limelight and Studio 54 where they laughed, kissed, and forgot dimly illuminated reality. Age 10, Drew celebrated her birthday in a club, surrounded by grown-ups. Music blasting, chest, wine glasses on table, tiny girl faking to smile. She was glad. But internally, she said, "I just wanted to be a typical kid at home." Too much light can damage fragile things. Drew became recognized internationally at 7 as her mother partied and displayed her daughter's fame. Instead of schooling her, she escorted her to Hollywood parties. Alcohol, drugs, and poisoned praise mingled. "I was 9 when I held my first drink, 10 when I smoked cannabis, 12 when I was cocaine addicted." No one stopped her. The entire planet clapped, filmed, and laughed. Youngster fell into the abyss. The Venice rehab was first place she knew rehab. But that no treatment saved Drew. She relapsed soon after. Early fame and adults around her preoccupied to notice Drew tumble. Jade lost control. Daughter. Amid rage and disagreement, they converted their house battlefield. Drew took her mother's car left school and stroletto party. When things got out of hand, Jade Drew considered betrayal. Mother placed daughter in New York's mental hospital for 18 months. When she disobeyed, she was locked, bound to a bed or padded room leather straps. No stage lights. No one calls the child star. Mommy only the sound of iron doors and frigid nurses' footsteps hallway. Drew writes in her memoir, that felt like a windowless room where all feelings were stripped, leaving just quiet and fear. It was her first time having paparazzi. No lights, only herself and broken memories. She that period horrible, but it was also she learned to survive. When Drew was 14 when he left hospital, but her soul before her mother's. She became independent legally from parents, lived alone, fresh start. Nobody thought she could return. Hollywood, as after several scandals, Hollywood seemed fully turned against her. During her hospitalized, physicians noticed Drew required addiction treatment but escape her mother's harmful influence control. They asked the court to grant her legal liberation, uncommon for a 14-year-old. The court concurred. Drew Barrymore finally freed without legal parents. She lived alone in a rundown Hollywood apartment, waitressing, washing dishwashing to survive. That same year, Drew was depressed and encountered her greatest shadow. On July 4, 1989, her suicide attempt involved slashing herself to empty room wrists. I thought I would die at 25, she wrote her memoir, Little Girl Lost. Luckily, she survived, although her wrist and soul scars had bad days in mind I didn't want to live, but without knowing how to stop. Drew told a rare friend that stuck by her. Despite serious wounds, Drew maintained contact with her family. She kept sending money caring for her father, who left when she was young throughout his war. Cancer. Drew funded his 2004 death, all medical and funeral costs. Her mother once said no. Lengthier mother-daughter on paper, called occasionally. Are you okay? Drew may be deeply concerned about the cat, was always the child wanting Tobe truly loved. After rehab, Drew sobered up and wrote debut memoir, Little Girl Lost, recalling her wild childhood. She returned to performing in minor parts in the 1990s, although little success. Instead of falling, she generated her own opportunities. Poison returned boldly in 1992 at Ivy, where Drew was seductive and reckless teenager, reflecting her personal chaos. Though criticized for sensitivity content, the film showed her acting talent, generating small revenue recognition. The following year, Gun Crazy won her A-Best Actress Golden Globe nomination confirmed. She was in a TV movie Ceased Being the Evil Kid. By 1993, Drew kept pushing limits, TV movie, based on Amy Fisher true story about teen shooting her lover's wife as Amy Pfizer. Not only did this assignment strengthen her position, but received invitations for bigger projects. Still, her career was uncertain. No Placido Hyde. Teen failed terribly. Reminding her that recovery was difficult, Drew joined independent manufacturers, avoiding big contracts. Act authentically. I had to prove my dependability, not only scandalous. Real turning point came 1995. She co-founded Flower Films. Juvenile, Nancy, Never Been Kissed. Their debut, 1999, was a box office hit, returning led to fame. The 2000s saw Flower Films become her career engine. Production and star of Charlie's Angels. Drew, Cameron Diaz, Lucy. Blockbuster look grossed $264. Global revenue. Million. Full Charlie's Angels sequel Throttle 2003 also succeeded. 2009, a creative peak as Drew debut director of Whip It, a feminist roller skating movie with Ellen Page accolades at Toronto Film Festival despite low earnings. The same year, Grey Gardens on HBO got her a Golden Globe, SAG for Edith Bouvier-Beale and her first serious role recognition for acting. Drew, this proves I can achieve anything, said. Flower movies kept making hits. Hughes' 2007 music and lyrics grant $145 million, and He's Not That Into You 2009, as she became UN Anti-Hunger Ambassador in 2007, giving $1 million enhancing her humanitarian image. The diversification in 2010's Justin Long's 2010 Journey former boyfriend explored long-distance love blended 2014 with Sandler grossed $128 million. She launched Flower 2013 beauty cosmetics line face of CoverGirl and Gucci. Drew moved to TV in 2017, a Santa Clarita Diet. Netflix funny zombie mom accompanying Rolling Stone lauds Timothy Olyphant for Allure that it aired 3 seasons until 2019, her first TV success. The 2020 Drew Barrymore show launched a midday talk show Candid Style, revived immediately season 4 in 2023 amid WGA strike disputes. Drew earned a Daytime Emmy in 2025. Great chat show host. Her first after over 40 years, Emmy nomination since All Others Reindeer. She heads gifting, adding wine to her Etsy brand clothes, home egg items. 1 January Drew, 2025 interview. I've been to hell and back. Have fun, but behind the laughing is spirit that never yields. Fantastic career. Drew was scarred by love.life. Drew Barrymore found loved a damaged heart with scars chaos in childhood. After divorcing her mother at 14, Jade achieved autonomy. She attempted her first connections, seeking love to fill the void. I just wanted love. Truly. Standing, she whispered before her little Los Angeles mirror apartment in Angeles. Drew's romance was hardly fairy tale. Instead, several tearful episodes hasty teenage romance tragedy 3 unsuccessful marriages all departing her heart fragment. Drew first I loved Corey Feldman, the star of She Saw the Goonies at 14 in 1989, that they met on 15 and Getting Drew in Straight, a rehab film struggled with drugs. Corey, could we be normal? She innocent, hopeful eyes asked. Together at the 1989 Oscars, perfect teen pair, hand in hand. Early romance ended in mayhem. Youth and addiction. Far too young and lost. Feldman later on Drew Barrymore's program in 2023. Drew regretfully grinned. It was first time I thought love could save me, but it didn't. Drew, 15, in 1990, started dating Balthazar Getty, oil magnate grandson. She met him in Hollywood. Attempted to escape the spirit off drugs. Are you here, Balthazar? Me, she asked during a noisy party. His glance brushed past. The some relationship lasted months, vanishing without explanation. Abandoning Drew once again. Pain reminded me of love. Loss was her lot. At 16, Drew first got engaged to grandson Leland Hayward, renowned producer. Their meeting was through Drew and Hollywood high society agreed quickly, seeking steadiness. Will you be my family, Leland? You? She inquired, hopeful. Butage gap and pressure from Haywoods caused the engagement to split after a couple months. Yet Drew persisted. Her romance with Beverly Hills star Jamie Walters in 1991, 2021 was another whirlwind. They got engaged, tattooed nameson arms, lived together like grew up, and split. Drew turned 19 in 1994 and entered her first marriage to bartender Jeremy Thomasoner. After 6 weeks of serious courtship, hurried wedding. I am Jeremy. I want us forever, she said, eyes sparkling. But after 2 days of marriage, realized the mistake. After 39 days, the marriage terminated, getting divorced in 1995. Her Eric Erson connection, overall guitarist, 1994 to 1996, seemingly bright. Drew became Courtney's godmother. The daughter of love feels like family. But like many romances, it ended. Fame's pressure overtook them. Drew quickly started a second marriage to comedian Tom Green in 2001. Meet on Charlie's Angels set Malibu marriage too. Cameron Diaz Courtney Love testifies. Months later, Tom had testicular cancer. Their home burned. I in such commotion, Drew couldn't breathe said in December divorce petition 2001. Tom still on her 2020 show affectionately. Drew, you're still wonderful. Drew only grinned sad. We enjoy together, but timing was off. Drew later had a long-term 5-year romance with Fabrizio Moretti, drummer for Strokes from 2002 till 2007. Drew rarely felt calm. But Hollywood and busy schedules pressure separated them. And we split yet remained friends. Her third Will Kopelman marriage. The family wanted an art consultant. Drew wanted. They married in 2012, had 2 daughters. Olive and Frank. Lifestyle differences. The free-spirited Drew Will conservative and postpartum depression distanced. The couple divorced. In 2016, Drew was devastated. This ends the family dream. She collapsed despite good co-parenting that addicted to booze and needed rehab in 2021 that I tried to hold him but failed. She choked back tears, saying enough. By 2025, at 50, Drew used dating apps when single. Was often ghosted. I enjoy alone, yet sometimes desire love, she said. Drew Barrymore performance. She invited ex-flames Justin Long and Tom Green, laughing about the past, but her eyes stayed on with grief. Love is hard learning, but I have no choice. Regretted. She informed the crowd. A small child wanting love to mend. Drew learned to be resilient. To love oneself first. Although her heart is scarred, that endure. Her two daughters Drew's lifeblood. A chance to return the childhood she lost. She creates for them. Happy, serene household. Olive was born. She never had. September 26, 2012. The older little daughter demonstrating passion for fashion and creativity design. Without pursuing acting professionally, Olive often participates like her mother school art activities and theatrical camps, demonstrating her skills, strong imagination. Unlike Frankie, stands out for organization, mature thinking. Many are astonished when she sometimes asks her mother not to joke seriously situations, demonstrating her remarkable awareness and care for her environment. Her early maturity makes Drew proud, yet aware that she must be a reliable anchor for daughters. Notably, Drew strongly defends Olive and Frankie's privacy. She rarely posts photos online and spares them renown early. When possible, Drew produces warm, calm family times. From participation in art with her kids to cozy house discussions with her daughters keeps Drew Barrymore busy yet happy. Not just youngsters. Olive and Frankie, Drew's acquaintances and associates' voyage of progress. Their presence keeps her happy. Regarding daily patience and love. Finances. Drew's fortune began early at acting days, but increased due to her business vision. From Charlie's Angels 2000, she earned $12 million, then $15 for the sequel. I wanted more than acting. She stated she wanted to tell tales. Starting Flower Films in 1995, the company made hits like Never. Donnie has 84.5 million kisses. Darko helped her greatly. Wealth. Older film royalties like The Wedding Singer still earns millions annually. Each film represents me. The Drew, she said, smiling. Barrymore show debuted in 2020. Another income source, a 8.6 million social media show makes $3.24 million annually from ads and sponsorships. That I desire real connections, not simply. Drew told her via screen. Passionate production team voice. This program and 2025 Daytime Emmy solidifies her fame, but also guarantees income. Drew never stops. I've learned not to trust a single source, she told reporters. Business is another area. Drew's Flower Beauty 2013 cosmetics line sells Walmart's annual revenue of $5 to $10 million. I want feelings. Gorgeous without spending much, she stated at launch. Flower, Aware, Barrymore Wines Beautiful by Drew Kitchenware, her personal brand. Giving $12.75 each product brought her $17 million. Part of my soul, she told customers. Launch event contracts. Gucci and CoverGirl introduced $23 million annually, confirming her realty has commercial appeal. Another financial pillar for Drew Empire. Her Montecito land is valued $7 million in a Park Avenue apartment. I love $5.5 million Manhattan. Creating homes, she said, standing in the greenery with Buddy's Gardens of Montecito. She sold her Hollywood Hills home. Following remodeling, $16.50 million, demonstrating her business skills. Hampton's home is worth $8.45 million, listed in 2024. Promising added profit. Real estate is my way, save my kids' future, said 50-year-old Olive and Frankie. Drew Barrymore smiles on TV, but loneliness steadily builds sneaks. In like a drifter crowded, chilly planet, her health has declined. Youth spent on career and ephemeral pleasures marked her. Bodied, but she's lived mentally and physically. Age and hardship drive her to recognize her limits. Long-term weariness, poor sleep, heartache makes her wonder if still strong. She can carry every item. By 2005, relationship between Drew and her mother good. Stable, jade yet not deep. I feel wonderful. My mother. Although there are still emotional pressures, she told People Point 2024, Drew backs Jade financially to maintain peace. Nothing will change my love for my mother. Despite her past pain, she affirmed her bright eyes' resilience. With her father, forgiveness preceded. Drew now discusses John's death. peacefully, forgiveness frees me. I mentioned on my show, receiving sympathetic applause. She quits drinking and takes care of Drew cannot deny her emptiness inside. Days she's alone staring make out the window without anyone youth errors and past pals bitter. Misses her full days laughing freely, now silently vacuum remains. Despite the loneliness, there is a love for her shines daughter recollections of lively years. Drew Barrymore, exhausted and dejected. Slight optimism that tomorrow will be warmer and she can locate herself anew in life's calm. The life of Drew Barrymore voyage brilliant and heartbreaking from Hollywood's beauty to the core addiction, loneliness, childhood exploited childhood trauma drug and alcohol abuse. Suicide attempts and family strife caused tragedy. Few can imagine those trials. Also helped her mature early. Rediscover she becomes a symbol of strength and fortitude ever pondered if, without those tremendous challenges, Drew Barrymore could become her current self. Comment your thoughts below. If Drew's story inspires you, desire more emotive tales, subscribe to our channel, and hit notification bell to avoid missing anything videos. Thank you for participating. Tough but amazing stories.